Hello my loves, welcome back to my YouTube. We are doing a different video today and I thought I would go through my 24 lessons, some of the highs, what I've learned, and also what I'm doing differently in 2025. 24 was honestly, it was one of those years. I feel like you've had those years where it's like you're at a high the whole time, you're expanding, like all these things are happening, you're progressing, or you have one of those years where it's like lesson after lesson after lesson. And look, unfortunately, 2024 has been a lot of lessons. There has been some incredible milestones, but look, there has been a lot on, but in saying that, it just means it's been such a year of like growth and evolution for me. So I have some like really cool lessons that I wanted to reflect on. Of course, before I get into this video, I do want to say a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. They are a frequent sponsor on my channel. If you guys don't know what they are, basically they do websites, domains, and it is a one-stop shop where you can create a place on the internet just for you, for your personal brand, for your products, really anything. And the reason with that, I love Squarespace. It was actually the very first website I had. I'll put a little video here. And I love Squarespace because one, so easy to use. I'm not a tech galley. Clearly you can tell by the quality of my videos, but they make it easy. They have layouts, and also they have this like incredible new AI technology where it can help you create an epic site. They have this new system of visual design tools on your website that you can use. So when people find your website and they go on your website, you get to keep them there and they can buy from you. So if in the new year you are looking to create your own website, put out a service, a product, Squarespace is where you need to be. And of course, I do have a code for you. I'll chuck it on the screen. I will put links in the description so you can check it out. But let's get into my 2024 lessons. There's been a lot. I've got to grab my lappy up for this because I've written some notes for you. Also, guys, if you like this kind of format of just me chatting to you guys, you would love my podcast, the Rise and Conquer podcast. So my reflections, highs, lows, milestones, realizations, all the things. Honestly, if you told January 2024 Georgie what ended up happening by the time it was December 2024, she would have been so shocked. Like, this year really rocked me in so many ways, and it came up with a lot of things. So the first thing is, right at the start of the year, we launched the Rise app. So this application is basically, we wanted it a place where someone could go as their integration tool for self-development. So a lot of the time you would, you learn a course, you learn something, and you get that like aha light bulb moment. But then what actually is going to make a difference in your life is you actually implementing it. And so that's what we were trying to do with the Rise app. It was a place where it's like, okay, maybe you're trying to be more positive, or maybe you're trying to be more calm, or maybe you're trying to be more grateful, all those sorts of things. Is we are giving you either meditations or pep talks. So in small pockets of your day, you can go and meditate, you can listen to a confidence podcast, and you can integrate what you know and understand, but on a consistent daily thing. Because, like we learn about, for example, emotional intelligence, and when we're feeling jealousy, it's not actually we don't like that person or we think it's bad or whatnot. Jealousy is just an emotion that is telling you actually want something that they have, but it's not bad. It's just showing you like what could be, what you do want. And so if you have a pep talk and meditation, that's kind of like running you through that. Instead of being jealous and sitting in that low vibration, you're jealous and then you're remembering, okay, this is actually just showing me my possibility, and you're able to shift frequencies, be on a new timeline, etc., etc. So that was the whole thing with the Rise app. And I feel like we just got really excited when we launched it, and we added in a whole bunch of other stuff. So we added in like masterclasses, we added in a lot of like video content. And I feel like the actual journey and the actual why of the app got a bit lost, and it started like it then gained just like a lot of content. So fast forward to December, we actually have done some huge changes where now everything on the app is just audio. It's just a meditation, a pep talk, a riff, or an activation for those small pockets when you need to shift or realign, or change your vibration. Not all the other like masterclasses and learning and workbooks. We still have a community aspect, so there are like journal prompts and those sorts of things, but we've really like narrowed in the focus. And that's kind of, it's coming around to my first lesson of, I do believe you can't do, this is not like the saying, there is like a famous saying for this, but it's like, instead of doing a million things okay, do one thing really, really well. And I feel like we kind of got caught up and we got a bit like shiny object syndrome, wanted to just like, you know, we wanted to do more for the community. So that was my biggest learning of like, it's okay to niche down. It's okay to do one thing. And now that we are really clear on what the Rise app is, and we have changed it, and we have been putting like just audio content, it's gaining so much more momentum, and the community loves it so much because they know what they're there for and they're so happy with that. So that's kind of like my first lesson of like, do one thing really well, and have like that purpose is really important. Then the next thing I had, one of my goals for 2024 was to do some more like speaking arrangements. And honestly, this came from a place because getting up on stage and speaking scares the shit out of me. And I know that's funny because I have a podcast, a YouTube, and all the things, but honestly, I like on here, this video is going to be edited. When I'm on the podcast, it gets edited, and I can just like dribble, I can just like talk shit, and then someone edits it and cleans it up and makes it look all pretty. And you can't do that in real life. And that had always like scared me because I do have a speech impediment. I do have like, I get really nervous, all the things. So that's what I wanted to do. And I'm so proud of myself because I did it. I spoke at 3 big events. I spoke at like a big fitness expo, keynote speaker at International Women's Day up in Noosa for a really incredible events brand. So proud of myself. And also what was really cool is like, because I created the intention of I want to get out of my comfort zone and I want to, you know, test myself in that area and have growth, I had these amazing opportunities come up. And so I feel like my lesson there was like, when you get uncomfortable, that's where the growth does come. And I think even though I am someone who is constantly growing and evolving, the last couple of years I probably have gotten quite comfortable. So that was a huge learning. I loved doing that. Next learning of 2024 is all around family and my relationship with my husband Tim. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you guys. So one of my goals for 2024 was a deeper relationship and connection with Tim and Ivy. So let's focus on Tim first. We definitely went through some challenges as a married couple. This year we have been trying to conceive. I did do a video on my Instagram and, you know, just really spoke about our journey this year. Obviously we wanted to keep it between us, but it just got to the point where it was getting so heavy and it was really affecting me. So I did share it on Instagram if you want to check that out. But basically that just plus a lot of things just put a strain on our marriage. And there was definitely moments where it felt really hard and, you know, I felt really alone. I felt really uncomfortable. I felt really like this isn't supposed to be this way. I shouldn't feel this way. And we went through some really tough times and, you know, we even like, we did a lot of work together. We went and saw people separately and worked on ourselves and our marriage. And I can say now We are in an incredible place and it feels so amazing. But my God, it was really bumpy there for a while where I was like, I don't even know what's going to happen. But then again, when I was looking back at my 2024 goals, one of my goals was I want a deep connection with my husband, like a deeper connection. And so just a reminder for you guys, sometimes something has to fall apart in order for something new to come together, to be birthed. And I really feel like as hard as it was, that was kind of me and Tim this year. We kind of had to go through a lot of shit in order for this new relationship to be birthed. And I also do think we had to go through it for the second baby. I just have this vibe that the second baby is like sweet and precious and quite sensitive, and like me, Tim and Ivy are not sensitive. And I just feel like the things that me and Tim had to go to have really shaped me into like a more considerate, sensitive person. And I believe everything happens for a reason. Life is happening for me. So I've got this like intuitive feeling that like that happened so I can become the mother I need to be for this baby. But huge lesson of sometimes something needs to break down in order for something new and better to come through. Then with Ivy, I honestly feel like I have just aced this. Like I feel like I did so much work on mum guilt and my identity around being a working mum the last 2 years since birthing her, that this year it hasn't come up. Like I feel so solid in the amazing mum I am to Ivy, that I've just had the most amazing experience embracing her and having time together. And I'm so proud of myself to be the mum who I was this year to Ivy girl. The next lesson is all to do with me and Tim going to Europe. Oh my God, we had the most amazing time. We were only gone for like 2 weeks. That's kind of like the most we decided to go away because we didn't take Ivy. My parents had her. And the reasoning behind Europe was we were obviously trying for second baby, and we knew kind of once we had 2 kids, it's a lot harder to like leave both of them. And once you're back in the newborn phase and that sort of thing. So we kind of was like, this year, this specific moment is probably the only time we can go away. Ivy was at a really good age and be able to do it, like if not for like, 5-10 years. So we did it, and we just had the most incredible time. It was beautiful. It was really what me and Tim's relationship needed at the time, which was great. And I guess like my lesson with that is it's okay to be selfish, and it's okay to be out of the norm, because we definitely got some interesting comments about like us going to Europe without Ivy. And obviously I know it comes with a lot of privilege and we are so grateful, but for us it's like it wasn't selfish to prioritize our relationship and us in that moment, because it all worked out. And I just like didn't care what other people thought. And I think sometimes you need to be in that. You need to be in like, this serves me, this serves my family. And that's okay. And really just being like unapologetic about it, because we can get so caught up in I should do this because this person will think that, because this is what society says, blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't serve us, and we end up with like regrets and resent, and we ain't doing that. Okay, NH's 5th birthday. NH literally turned 5. I just can't, like, it feels like we've had NH for like 10 years, but also like not that long. And it was so incredible to have our 5th birthday. I think the biggest, like, there's definitely been some bumpy moments in business this year. If you're a business owner, you would feel me with like logistics, with the economy, with like people's spending habits, like with the algorithms changing, like so many things. I feel like if you're a business owner and you got through this year, I'm so fucking proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself, because it's been a lot. But I guess like the biggest lesson for that is like consistency always wins. And no matter with NH, there has been highs and lows and that sort of thing, but like we have been consistent with our brand values, how we show up and what we believe in, and we haven't lost. Like, it's just something that has always gotten us through and always made us like win. If you're willing to continue to show up, to keep being you, to keep pushing through when you believe in something, I just believe you can't lose. And so it was like such a moment on our 5th birthday to just be like, wow, I am so proud of myself, Cooper, the team. It's been a lot, but I'm just so proud. The next huge milestone was we launched the Abundance Academy in Arise and Conquer, which is our mindset and energetics course, all about money. And guys, when I tell you, money triggers so many people. And I've had this course brewing for years because I've always really been interested in the mindset of money. Like if you look at my old YouTubes, I have YouTubes about how I saved, you know, 100 grand in 1 year when I was like a law grad, and like all these, actually that doesn't make sense, it would have been like 50. Anyway, I've always been so interested in the concept of money mindset and money energetics, and it's something I've been playing with for a very long time. So I had this course brewing for a very long time, but I never felt ready because of how triggered people get with money, and I honestly didn't feel ready for like the comments, the backlash, all that shit. And it wasn't until this year that I was like, no, I am meant to birth this course this year. It's coming out. It's going to be incredible. And it was like, we had over 1,500 people sign up, which for a first time course, when there's like no testimonials, no one really knows what's happening, is like, it's incredible. For my community to trust me with that is just, it means so much. And we have had the most incredible reviews. The community loved it. They loved how we did it. It was so different. It was so unique. And it's just something that I'm like so proud of, like my work doing it. We definitely got some interesting comments, but it was so cool because they just didn't touch me. Like it felt like water off a duck's back, because I was like, I know this course is needed. And I know the right people find it, and I'm just not worried if people are getting annoyed or triggered or whatnot, because that's on them, it's not on me. It's a reflection of their belief system and how they feel, not me. And so it was just such a great moment for me to like go through that and not get triggered by them being triggered. And I'm so bloody proud of myself, and I'm just so excited because it popped off, and I cannot wait to run it again because it was incredible. And obviously the lesson for that is just like, don't give a fuck what other people think. Like you do you, stay in your own lane. We know this, but such a good reminder for me. And then the last lesson was all around Ivy's birthday. So she had her 3rd birthday, and time has just flown by with Ivy girl. It's like, it's crazy, but it was just so incredible because I got to really reflect on like our time together. I got to be like, I'm so ready, you know, for Ivy to have a sibling. We had some beautiful family time together. Like I said, I'm so proud of like how I showed up as a mom this year. I'm so proud of her. She's just like the light of my life. And it was just such a reminder that it's like time is going by so fast, and we have to grab onto the moments that feel like magic and be present as much as possible, and stop like wishing for the next milestone and just be in the now. Because I was like, oh my god, like she's 3, like I'm never gonna have her as a 3-year-old again. Like she's never gonna be this small. Like I need to be more present. And it was incredible. So those are my lessons of 2024. It was an awesome year. It just like, it had a lot of like bumps and hurdles, and like I said, like if you told me in January what was going to happen, I would have been like, what? No, because there wasn't like what I thought. But how incredible. And how I'm doing 2025 differently is previous years, the last 2 years, I've actually, like, you have me recorded on the podcast saying I want this year to be about surrender and letting go. And I am so glad I did that. In the last 2 years, it has been so surrendered, and I am glad because I was going through my Saturn return and a lot was happening. But this year, we're doing things differently, and I'm actually planning out my 2025 like to the T. The way I'm doing that is through, so we've got a brand new course launching called Your Magnetic Blueprint. It should definitely be live when this video is live, so I'll link it, but basically it has all the tools in it. But basically I am going to plan out my whole year in January and be so like robotic on going back to my goals. I'm allowing myself to like reshape them, but like Georgie, goal setting Georgie is back. Like when I started Naked Harvest and Rise and Conquer, I was goal setting Georgie, and I was very kind of rigid on it. But I'm so excited because I'm doing goals in a new way where I'm using my background on self-development. I'm using some shadow work tools, but I'm creating a plan, but I'm doing it in a very unique way. So like I said, if you want to join me on that manifestation and goal setting journey, we're doing that in your magnetic blueprint, and it's currently on sale for the early bird pricing. It does go up in Jan. So if you want to join us, come along. It's going to be incredible. It's also going to be hosted in the Rise app, which means that you will get access to the community part of the app, and I'll be in there and we'll be all planning our year and doing all the things. So I'm so excited for that. I have decided 2025, it's just like, it makes sense. Like if you want 2025 to be different to 2024, you have to, if you want to, what's my favorite saying? If you want different, move different. So 2025 is going to be different for me, guys. And I'm actually like completely goal setting and like completely mapping it out. We'll see at the end of 2025 how it all goes, but I'm just so excited. I've got this like energy, this vibe of like next year gets to be different, and I get to be quite rigid and go back to that self, but in my new version. And I'm just so bloody excited. So I might see some of you in there. Otherwise, I hope these lessons were helpful. Make sure you reflect on your own lessons, because this is how we're able to progress and evolve and move forward in our lives. So reflect on your 2024, decide if you're going to move different, how you're going to move different, plan out, get a bit of vision board, you know, all those sorts of things. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you. I don't think I'm going to do another video till Jan. So I will see you in 2025. Hope you guys have the most amazing Christmas and New Year's. Bye.